Christy Miller here with your last and final day of the Facebook Parties series that we have been doing all month long. So I received these 7 tips to creating phenomenal Facebook parties. It is a part of the Create Independent series with Michelle Withers, and she is one of my favorites to get training from. And so I thought I would go over these because I thought they were great. So tip number 1 is show interest in the lives of your attendees before talking about the product. This is so important because we know that we need to find out what our customers' needs are before we push product or any of those or the opportunity onto others, because we need to know what makes them tick. Why would they be interested in the product? If I'm pushing black necklaces and they're totally opposed to the color black, I'm never going to get anywhere. Or if I'm sitting here telling them and showing them all of the amazing rings that we have, and they are never interested in rings, it's something they would never wear when bracelets might be their thing, then having me talk about rings was really pointless. When really I could have just been talking about bracelets and they would have just eaten them up and loved them. So we need to show interest in the lives of our customers. So if you're doing parties, show interest in them. Do a roll call asking a question like, what are you doing this weekend? If you could go anywhere, where would it be? Just something to get to know them. Tip number 2 is upload videos to a Facebook page and share the link instead of using YouTube. It kind of depends on what the video is. And they're talking about that because your page can be used as a platform for others, anybody, and a whole lot of people to view it, and then link it back into whatever you're doing. So like your parties or groups, but have it all come from that Facebook page, if you have one, so that the public can view those and then also be used. But obviously these training videos, I'm not going to upload there. Tip number 3, ask questions of your attendees of their interests and needs for each product you post, and need for each product as you post an image or a video. So it kind of goes back to finding out what their needs are when you're posting videos and images. Tip number 4, add attendees who engage as Facebook friends. So we talked about that in our last video or a couple videos ago, to invite them or request to have them as your friends so that you can get to know them more and to continue that connection beyond a party or a Facebook group. Offer a drawing or an incentive for all attendees that join your Facebook group. So I know some people, I've seen this going around in some of the bigger groups where some have said, some people just hop on for parties and that's all they do, or for the freebies and that's all they do, but they don't buy. So now I have put a restriction on their giveaways, stating that they will not give away an item if you win it unless you purchase something. So let me tell you the story of a party that I had quite a while ago. And so it was one of my friends. Her name is Joey. And she we went through the whole thing, through the event, posted to my group. She moved them over. And there was this one friend, her name is Tabitha, and she commented kind of at the start that she is a huge Premier Designs addict. Like, she loves them. And so she was just wondering how it compared. Well, we went through Joey's party, the time ended, and Tabitha still did not purchase anything. However, she did win one of our giveaways. She was the winner of it. And so she picked, for that one, she was able to pick, and she picked the purple ribbon necklace. And so I shipped it to her. I mean, mind you, she hadn't bought anything to support Joey's party, which is kind of funny thinking back now. And so I shipped it. She has become one of my best customers. She orders quite a bit of jewelry every single Tuesday, so 4 times a month. Every time I post, she has been one of my biggest cheerleaders. She's become a good friend, and she has been one of my best customers. And that all resulted from a free piece of jewelry. It's $2.75 out of my pocket and what, a couple bucks to ship it. She has been one of my best customers, and my $5 investment in her has come back. I'm not even sure the percentage, but it is high because she has been great. So every time I read or see someone say that they're putting these stipulations on these giveaways that they're giving, I kind of hope that they're not missing out on some sales that they could have had before just by being generous, and knowing that if you're generous and you're giving out, then it'll all come back to you. Thing is, it may also be telling me that maybe you're giving away too many giveaways, and you need to find balance in what you do if you feel you're giving too much away and not receiving too much, and maybe there's something that needs to be looked at there. So I do not put stipulations on my giveaways because I figure that it will come back to me somehow for brightening someone's day. It could have been just what they needed that day, and they won that piece, and they will remember that they won something from you, and they'll come back to you because of your generosity. So tip number 6 is do a Facebook Live on one of the days of your party. So my parties are really quick, like an hour and a half, but during that hour and a half, between the 5-minute postings of my albums, I do Facebook Live giveaways, and I'll pick a theme. So one time I spotlighted rings and the many uses of rings, whether it's on a scarf or different ways to wear them. I have spotlighted layering, or I've talked about layering, and that was my theme for that party. I've talked about how to use hair clips different ways. I've talked about just different colors. There's a lot of different things, but the Facebook Live videos tend to draw a lot of people in too. I've sold things from doing those Facebook parties because I use items that are for sale. Tip number 7 is private message attendees when you see or need interest from a comment they made. So once you see that interest or a need, private message them. Take them over and start digging in there a little deeper as to what they're needing. And then it opens that door to more communication. And tip number 8 is use a posting scheduler to post images of videos. Up time for interacting with the attendee. I use Cinshare. I love Cinshare. I think it's amazing. It's opened up tons of time that I didn't have before, where I felt stuck at home while a party was going on, but I'm able to function better in my family because the party is going on without me, or I'm better able to interact with my customers too during a party because I'm not worrying about the next thing that I need to do. I'm worrying about making sure that they're taken care of. And so Cinshare has saved my life, and I will go ahead, or changed my life. I will go ahead and post a link to that comment below. And I really hope that you've had a fantastic time working on Facebook parties and just worked super hard this month. I know as leaders, we have just been blown away with the hard work that all of you are showing and the dedication that you have to trying out maybe something new or working on consistency in your parties. We sure love you and have noticed everything that you have done, and I hope you've enjoyed some of these videos and that you've been able to pick up or glean something new, or that there's something that triggered something that has made you've heard something that has triggered something that has made you think of something a little differently. And so comment below. We'd love to hear how many parties have you done so far on Facebook, or what have you learned that has been new to you, or something that you'll do differently just by doing them consistently this month, to where you can just tweak them to make them better. So let's finish out this month strong.